I come from a family where everyone graduated.
Okay.
Everyone. Never been a good student. If your attitude is wrong, that one is gonna be wrong forever. He was like, why hairdresser? You know? It's a crazy story, you know?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Against the Grain. My name is Chris, for those of you who don't know me. I'm joined here today with a really good friend of mine, someone I've had the opportunity to develop a relationship with over the last 3 or 4 years. And it's mostly been through education. He's always come to Toronto to teach barbers, hairdressers, other stylists, and he does this like globally. And it's an honor to be here with him. It was an honor to do another event that Soda hosted, which was again another look and learn and workshop format sort of class. And that was amazing too. I think I was most looking forward to just picking up his approach as much as I was also beside him teaching. I also wanted to be able to learn what he was talking about. So yeah, let me introduce you guys to my friend Barca, Alessandro Barca, also known as the Eagle. How are you, man?
Being here is incredible, you know? It was something you and the part of the team, you know, spoke me about so many times. And being here, see what you made, we lose you and won is incredible. And really, really proud of you guys, you know, seeing what you done. It's an amazing space. Well done. And, you know, being here with a friend, doing this for you, very early morning as well, jet lag. I
Very
think,
early.
you know, it's a big, big pleasure because, you know, we met, like, as you said, 4 years ago through Alexi, you know, through your previous company. That was very, very nice. And, you know, now seeing what you made, guys, you know, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Wow, massive.
Thank you, man. I know we all appreciate how big of a role you've played into where we've been able to get today. So it's been cool to be able to develop that friendship with you.
For me, as I said, it's a big pleasure because, you know, like, I really remember, as you said, you know, through the education, where you guys started as well, you know, like, even not
Yeah, because
only
you've
you,
known us
also,
you've
you
known us
know,
for a while.
for me, also Sheil, you know,
Mm-hmm.
talking about, you know, friendships, a part of education. Someone, you know, I really, really felt that he could do it, and look what he's doing, you know. So I think, you know, you guys were a dream team. I always said that. And dream teams, you know, then when they start to move by themselves, they build up dreams. And as I said, well said before, you know, that's dream place, dream team, another dream team, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever I go, you know, even like people from back home, they always tell me, wow, you've been a soda. That guy is so cool.
That still doesn't feel real to us.
Trust me, even like for me, it's not feeling real. I travel the world all the time. You know, it was my dream traveling the world by myself, representing also air emotion, obviously. I used to do that before previously as well. So, you know, for me, it was a dream. And now traveling the world, as you said, you know, something you can even realize, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same for me with education, you know, something I still can't realize. But, you know, when I start to feel tired, I start to understand that I travel all the time, you know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I
But
get
at
it,
the
bro.
same time, yeah, well done again.
I know what you
You know,
mean. Thank you.
this is incredible.
No, thank you. It's so nice hearing that from people we like look up to, you know.
And I'm very proud because, you know, a part of education, I always loved not having a team, but all work in a team, or, you know, inspire a team. And at the same time, you know, there are people that inspire you more like business wise in the salon, or some people they inspire you more for hair cutting wise, you know,
like
like
creatively.
100%, you
Yeah.
know. And this is the people I really, really select even in my personal life in terms of work. I really start to structure, okay, this guy is more for this person is more for this. Then I also understand how to not speak with the people, but understand, you know, like how it works.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Before we dive deeper into some of the things that I want to ask you, I just want to ask you how it all began, why you got into hair, why you chose hair.
it's a crazy story, you know. Never been a good student. Never been a good student. Always hated doing homeworks at home. If my mom and dad would be here, they would be like, he was a terrible student, you know. And my dad always told me, listen, I would be proud if you do uni, but at the same time, you're not good to study.
He
Don't.
told you that.
My dad, yeah,
Yeah.
you're not good. You're not good in studying. And personally, I would like to invest on yourself. Helping you with the studies. At the same time, I come from a family where everyone graduated.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay.
My mom, my dad, all my uncles, they all graduated. So, is not a must if you get that career. I don't want to say they would be more proud, but at the same time, everyone studied. So when I said, or when I was showing like no interest in studying, everyone was like, "Mm, Alessandro, And then I was a crazy character, I was like out of control when I was like 16,
But
17.
at
I'm
that
really
point,
honest,
you were still
18.
in hair.
Not in hair.
Yeah, like you started cutting hair already at that point.
No, no, I wasn't even
Oh, okay, okay,
interested in
okay, okay,
dressing.
okay, okay.
I'd never been one of that guys, I was like, yeah, obviously I like my hair, I like how I look, but at the same time, I never been like that guys. I used to cut my friends' hair
Mm.
just for fun. I just cut my brother once, and I really, really like almost bust cut him for mistake. Trust me. And but I never felt that signal like, oh, I love her dressing.
Yeah, okay,
At the
okay,
beginning, I always loved my football team. This is a crazy story, but I'm a big fan of Roma. And in Italy, hairdressers and barbers they don't work on Mondays. Every
okay,
shop is closed.
okay,
So if you wanna, in most of the place, get a haircut, Mondays is not the option.
okay.
And it's just the shop just closed. And so I was thinking, like, I always used to do away matches, going with my friends, traveling, renting cars, traveling for like 8, 9 hours, going to Milan, Turin, South Italy, Europe trips, away matches. And I said, you know what? What work could allow me to travel on Sunday after working on Saturday and chilling on Monday because I just came back from a trip? I was like hairdressing. And then one of my best
No
friends,
way.
yeah, and then one of my best friends was like, oh, you know what? I just found a job. I'm gonna do some things in hairdresser. And then after a week, I got this like, oh, you know what? Maybe he was right. Hairdresser is a good job. But I wasn't even like interested.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
like, what's the best option that allows me to watch my football team
And travel,
and
yeah.
travel? And then when I told my friend, you know what, I want to be a dresser as well, he was like, man, you copying me. Why you said that? I was like, man, you know why? Because I can go to watch football matches. He was one of the guys as well. Like, we were going together. He was like, bro, you're just copying me?
Yeah, okay, okay.
Imagine after, then I said to my dad, I want to become an hairdresser. Can you pay me the academy? He was like, why hairdresser? I was like, I don't know. I'm just interested. I think it's something I can like. I can,
Be
I
good
can
at.
prove I can
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then for example, everyone was really, really like not sure about my decision. They were like, why hairdressing? Why hairdressing? But my dad then said, I like what you choose because personally, it's a job which you can bring everywhere. Wherever you want, you can go and cut hair
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
earn and make your business. That was his idea. I said, why not? It's actually true. It's a job which you can do everywhere.
It's true.
Yeah. And then when he signed me to the academy in Rome, close to the Vatican City, I was going there. I was learning how to apply tints. I was learning how to do the first haircuts, like the basic ones, foundation
Yeah,
ones, but
okay.
like not in a Anglo-Saxon way at all.
Okay.
Like very, very basic. And but then learning how to do perms, how to place rollers, and every time my dad was coming to speak with the teachers and even seeing my results, I wasn't that bad. I'm really honest with you. Like there were people that were way worse.
Yeah,
I was like,
okay.
you know what? Maybe I really found the way,
Yeah,
my
true.
way.
Yeah.
Imagine after like 2, 3 months, my friend, which chose to be an hairdresser, he quit. Now he owns
Oh,
a
he quit.
pizzeria.
No way.
Yeah, he left. He didn't become an hairdresser. He didn't care about the job. And then imagine that everyone was like, you see, maybe you found your way. Even my friend
Mm-hmm.
which used to tell me, who used to tell me, you copied me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then he got pizzeria. So probably that was my way.
Nice, okay. And
And
then
yeah,
and then it fast forwards to you being at Tony and Guy.
1st March of 2016, I went to London to do an interview in Tony and Guy Academy
Okay.
because one of my friends had another friend who said, you know what, I'm the Tony and Guy assistant in the academy, and we're looking for assistants, maybe Italian guys, because technically it's kind of from Italian heritage, you know, Tony and
Okay.
Guy. So they were like, you know what, if we find an Italian assistant, which, you know, we can make it grow, you know, I get like a recommendation. But
Okay.
remember, Tony always used to say, this is something for me very important to say. Because, you know, in life you can be recommended, you know, they can give you the, okay, bro, go there and work, you know. But you need to hold the job then. You know,
Yeah,
you
for
can be
sure.
recommended, you can go there, but then you need to hold it. Because
$100%.
you can also lose the job after if you work in proper places, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this guy told me, you wanna come over in London and do an interview. Remember, here is not about what you know. Forget what you know. If you get a job, whatever you know, forget it. They're gonna reset you. All new skills, everything.
That's actually harder than going into something brand new because of those bad habits you have now.
Yeah, but 22 years old, you can do it.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's the right
Yeah.
time, you know. It's not like, don't want to say ages, but the later it is, you know, it's like, even I do boxing, you know. I'm 32. It's too late for, you know, to achieve
I know what you
whatever you
mean.
could dream,
I
you
know
know.
what you mean.
Yeah, you know, like you need to be realistic, you know. But at the age of 22, you can, you know, improve your skills. But at the same time, if your attitude is wrong, that one is gonna be wrong forever.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
what they're
Yeah.
looking for is like people with good attitude, even bad skills.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna let you grow, and you grow.
I think that's always the better choice.
The attitude,
100%.
because you know,
You can teach how to cut hair. You can teach
yeah.
those skills.
But at the same time, attitude, you know. Sorry if I said that. If you're a dickhead, you're always gonna be a dickhead.
Yeah.
You know, I know you don't say this word in Canada. People
We
always
say
laugh
we say
dickhead.
it sometimes.
But you know,
We said it to Sean actually.
really,
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
what was I wanted to ask you. There's two things I wanted to ask you. What's been your single best moment in your career so far? And then you can give me the worst. I know you've done a lot recently too.
my best one, I think, you know, when I start traveling the world, I can't tell you a place like specific, you know. Maybe when I've done Bogota
Okay.
show, or maybe when I went to New York, because you know, I went through very very tough things,
Mm-hmm.
like working wise, which I don't. This is something pretty private, you know, and I keep pretty for me. Because I don't want to talk about people. I don't want to talk about companies and stuff. But I just want to say one thing, which is like, you know, whoever calls you family at work is just because wants to make, you know, business on you, over
Mm-hmm.
you. It's never a family at work. It's a community, you know. But sometimes family, the people that use the word family is because, you know, they want to brainwash you for me, or they want to let you think that family is a home. They're there when you got problems. They're there when it's a time to celebrate. They're always there for you. But sometimes, if you're not productive for someone in general or for companies, you know, I always say this. That's why I like to be freelance or work for Hair Emotion, because you know Charlie always like, allow us to. We got so much freedom, you know, to create, to do collabs, to do what we're doing. But sometimes, you know, people they call you family is because you're just productive for them and they wanna squeeze you, you
Yeah,
know.
I know you mean some.
And this is something I really, really realized. When something happened, you know, like we said, the best and the worst, the lowest. Lowest?
Just worst?
Sometimes my English miss me, man.
No, best and worst.
Leaves me. You see? Leaves me.
No, your English is good,
But,
man. Your English is very good.
you know, 10 years in London, never studied English, you know. Thanks God my partner is a primary school teacher,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
But she's Italian as well, but
Yeah.
perfect English. And, you know, I mean, the lowest is the thing I can't talk.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
fair.
really honest
Fair
with you.
enough. Fair
But
enough.
I spoke about, you know, in life, if you achieve something, it's because you go through struggles. You
Yeah,
know, you
okay,
need
I
to
see what you're saying.
react, and there is no option. You need to react. And when something maybe badly happen in your life, you need to react. And you need to prove yourself. You know, there is no other option, man.
There's
You
no
know,
other option.
that's it. For me, you know, like whatever I do, I need to make it in the way I want. You know, like when I moved to London, I had to learn how to cut hair properly. I had to pass the academy with a maximum level, with a distinction, which in Tonga is the maximum level. Then after that, I had to become an educator. Like, you know, 3 years, artistic team, all these things. which they allow you to become an educator, how to, speak on stage, how to use your tone of voice, how to present a haircut, how to, create PDFs, all these things, which you don't do randomly,
Yeah, you're right.
But after that, I wanted to win awards. I've done that. I wanted to get mostly in all the finals worldwide, in every competition worldwide. I've done it. So personally, like there is always something more you want. But for me, very often you achieve things. I always say there is always a touch of luck as well, because I see so many people trying it.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
don't make it, my friend. And it's not because I want to criticize, but sometimes you need to criticize yourself and see what's wrong with you. So like why I don't do things in the way I dream or in the way I would like. You
Yeah.
need to take risks and stuff.
Sometimes it is just being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that's why I think a touch of luck is always there.
Yeah, I agree in that way. I
Touch
agree in
of
that
luck
way.
is always there. See
But
many people trying it, but unfortunately, it doesn't work.
yeah, for some people that have the same goals that you've achieved and that you've worked towards, what are some initial steps that they can take to just get a little bit better than they are today? You know what I mean?
I think everything starts from look after yourself mentally. I think if you internally, mentally, on top, like you don't feel right, then it's hard to establish things outside. You know what I mean? Like
I know what you mean.
outside, in working, private life, you need to really, I think, have a balance. But I think the best thing, having a balance is not easy. I think for me, imagine, this is crazy, starts from keep my house in order. If my house is a mess, my mind is a mess, and I start to mess up.
Yeah, 100%.
Imagine everything starts, especially from my wardrobe. If my wardrobe is like in a mess,
Yeah.
I start to
Yeah, I know what you
get
mean.
all over
I
the
know what you
place
mean.
mentally. I don't know why. And then from that, I work, I go there, a bit more lazy, which I'm never usually lazy, but I'm always like, I need to be, I'm pretty structured, man.
No, I appreciate structure too. So
Pretty structured on
I
that.
see what you're saying. Because even when I see clothes everywhere in the bedroom,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you
I
don't get
know.
anything done.
It's like, when we do a workshop, it has to be
Yeah,
clean space,
yeah,
clean mind, because then even the students, they create clean results.
yeah,
Like, they work
100%.
mentally fresh. I don't like seeing bugs on the floor.
No
Like
distractions,
yeah, like that's important.
And from what you've recognized in the industry, you've been doing it for a very long time. You've traveled a lot. You've seen a lot. What do you feel like is lacking in the industry at the moment?
Lacking in the industry.
What could get better about the way that everybody operates in the industry?
I think more collaboration in between both industries. I would say in between men's hairdressing and women's hairdressing. I think that would be nice.
Yeah,
I always
that is cool.
hated the kind of cockiness comes from hairdressers saying, "Oh, they're just men's hairdresser. Oh, they're just barbers." I think that's bad. That's a very old mentality. This is the mentality. They don't work. Now you see so many people collaborating, so many people, like even you can see the trend. Trend moves from, you can notice the trend from the street, how people wears the hair, how people wears his clothes. Like we call it gender neutrality pretty much.
Yeah,
Everyone wants to feel himself, you know. I think even the cutting has to reflect that, you know. Men's hairdresser, they can give me something. I can give something to I can give something to you as well. We can, help each other to develop something.
yeah,
And this is something very important because personally, I always hated that. Oh, just a men's hairdresser.
mhm,
That's not good. This is like, undervalue people, undervalue an industry where, now is the time to collaborate,
yeah,
and create better results for our students, for our clients. We cut hair for the people that work on the street, and
exactly.
you can see it.
And ever since that collaboration has started to happen,
Yeah,
we've seen everyone's level go up, and
100%. Now I see like so many, imagine like even, thinking about business wise, when I became a freelance, I was like, how can I approach as much people as possible? I come from a company very versatile. I understand I got very good level of creating my own techniques, creating my own approach more than techniques, sectioning, mapping, I got my own approach, like, coming from another mentality as well. So I think when I left the company and then I found myself. I found, I was freelancing by myself and teaching. I was like, how can I, you know, approach as much people as possible?
Mm-hmm.
I think the solution was adapting men's hairdressing and women's hairdressing together. Obviously, you need to have a good level of foundation to understand how to create the right details, how to create feminine shape, masculine shape, more
So you think
neutral
you think you
shapes,
think your level of understanding of hair came from, like, if you were to give one thing the biggest credit for that, would you say would be like the repetition?
The foundation, yeah. I think, the more you master your skills, the more you master your foundation skills, the more then you got better understanding of how to mix them together.
Yeah, because your training was also
Yeah,
like
like for example,
intensive.
when I used to go to get my haircut, I was like, oh my God, how many haircuts do they know, those guys?
Mm-hmm.
Like in my mind, when I used to go to my barber, oh my God, how many, or when I used to with my mom to the hairdresser,
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, oh my God, it's so difficult cutting hair. How many haircuts, there are?
yeah.
I was thinking maybe there are, 3,000 haircuts. How can you keep it in mind? It's actually not like that.
Yeah, it's
You learn like a foundation package, which is like, imagine 16, 20 haircuts, and then you can mix those techniques together and create some creative cutting, or create some foundation cutting for the clients, some more salon friendly looks,
mm-hmm.
whatever you need, you can recreate it with those foundation, must,
Yeah.
you know
Cool, bro. I know we're doing this early in the morning.
it's fine.
But yeah,
I
I
enjoyed
guess
it,
we gotta clean up now, open up the shop.
really.
But yeah, just we'll wrap it
Real
up a
life
bit.
start again.
Yeah, but I just wanted to end off with like, um, what was next for you? What do you have planned coming up
In terms of education,
in terms of education, in terms of work?
2026 is going to be really, really busy, and my goal is to build up the Asian market as much as possible as well, going there all the time. Um, we got James, our hair emotion Asia manager, which is
Mm,
doing a super hard work behind the scene to organize as much courses as possible. We're gonna do a Philippine tour this summer, which we're going to announce after Charlie's course as well, properly. Charlie's going to the Philippines in January. Then we got Bali Expo as well, which is cool.
nice.
Take some time off as well to go in Bali. And now we got so much Italian education this year as well, collaborating, with the companies. We got, our big, big, big collaboration with Aveda as well.
Nice. Okay.
We're doing a massive show, MB Live, with super crazy artists. There is an amazing lineup in March in Kilkenny, Ireland. And no, it's crazy. We're really, really, really
Sick.
busy. I'm really grateful, man. Really,
Sick,
really
bro.
grateful. This is what I was dreaming. I still can't realize it. And we keep going, keep traveling,
Keep
keep
growing, keep
inspiring
building.
people,
Yeah,
keep creating
100%.
gems. You
100%.
know,
Making
this is what
friends
we
along the
love,
way.
This is what
Yeah.
we love.
Yeah. It is what we love.
It's more than, it's not a job, it's a passion.
Before I let you go, I need you to look into that camera there. Is it
This
this
one?
one? This one right there. And just give the people something motivational.
I would
You got
say,
you got like a couple sentences, bro.
huh?
Like your best line.
Keep educating yourself, keep studying, keep mastering. Don't be ignorant. Keep pushing yourself, because the more that you undervalue, it's fine, I can learn tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day. Don't lose your time in life. Take action now.
Amazing. Amazing. It was a pleasure, man.
Thank
I
you, bro.
really appreciate you. I'm glad that you came by. I know that we all love you and we all look up to you.
I love you too. We're going to make again, man.
Yeah,
Love this
100%.
space.
100%, man. We definitely will. But thank you guys for joining us at Against the Grain. I'll catch you in the next one.
See you.